we need to follow the rules, we need to be the example. So just be aware of any hypocrisy. CommonSenseMedia.org, this is the one website I'm really promoting with all of you, okay? It's dedicated to improving the lives of kids and families by providing the trustworthy information, education, and independent voice they need to thrive in a world of media and technology. Some of the big features are they have reviews of movies, okay? So if your son says, hey, I want to go see The Intern, and you're like, what is The Intern? You can go onto this website and they'll give you a review of things that you should be cautious about or considering, and as a parent, then you don't have to go see the movie, you can see, okay, well this is a website that's saying this about that, and yeah, son, I really don't want you to go see The Intern, but I saw that there was this other great movie called Star Trek and Into the Darkness, which, although the movie's Into the Darkness, it has nothing really about that, and we want you to go see that instead. So there's the light at the end of the tunnel, right? You're saying no to the internship, but you're saying yes to Star Trek Into the Darkness, right? There you go. You're being informed, you're doing the research, and you're finding out that, okay, this is a good movie for you to see. They do that for books, for music, for iPad apps, for games, video games, for TV, and websites. So if there's ever something that you are not clear on, they research all the popular things and let you know about it. They also provide videos, advice, and resources, fact sheets, tip sheets, lots of things to consider for you to consider in becoming informed about technology. So this is a great resource for all of you. Just a few more points to consider. One way to provide restrictions is to limit access, okay, both physically and by duration. I strongly recommend that you not have computers, iPads, or anything else in the bedroom, okay? Put it in a public space where you can see it and be aware of when they're using it and how they're using it. They're less likely to do something that's harmful to them, if they know that you're around and watching them, okay? So do that, and that's fine here. You're gonna do your homework at the kitchen table, put your iPad. I've even had some parents say, you check in your iPad and check out your iPad. And that can be a restriction in the beginning, and then gradually when they have demonstrated that they can handle that, say, you know what, you don't have to check in your iPad anymore, but you can't take it in your bedroom. Okay? And then maybe when they're a junior and they've demonstrated that they can do that and become a senior, maybe you might want to reconsider, okay, you know what, you've been so great the last 2 years, now you can go ahead and use the technology in your bedroom and do your homework on your bed. Okay, I'm giving you that. So that's sort of the idea of gradually giving them more and more physical access. Also, too, limit duration. You don't want your kids sitting in front of a computer screen for 5-6 hours. That's going to be tough. Even here at the school, the teachers will say, okay, technology away, and we're going to interact and talk with each other. And then maybe they'll use it for 20 minutes, and then they go to a break. Okay? So there's never a long spell where they have to sit in front of a computer. And I would really recommend that too, to say, okay, you've been at your computer for an hour and a half, go take a break. Okay? Or if you're going to play games on your Xbox, it's for this duration. Okay? We want to set those limitations to protect them. Next, once again, we talk about modeling. I'm repeating it again. Make sure that you're demonstrating appropriate use of technology at all times. I cannot stress that enough. Signing a pledge. I've given you examples of pledges and commitment sheets and agreement forms, if you were able to pick one up on the way in. This is really important and part of that conversation you're going to have with them. Okay? As your parent, I'm pledging this. And if you don't like the ones that we provided, you can use those as a template and rewrite it and then sign it. Physically signing it, showing them, hey, I'm committing this to you. Your child is becoming a young adult. It's time to start having adult agreements with them. And this is one way to do that. And this holds you accountable and holds them accountable. There's an outward sign here that says, hey, this is what we've agreed to as a family. Okay? Sign the pledge with them, discuss it, negotiate, set the parameters, and say, this is what we're going to do in our household. Another point to consider is knowing their passwords. You should have access to everything that they can access. Can't stress that more importantly. You need to have access to everything that they have access to. Okay? And we have to have that here as well. You know, although the kids have it's their own personal iPad, or you bought the iPad, it's your property, we still have to have access to it. If we suspect that they're doing something that's harmful to them or to the learning environment, I go to them, I say, you need to unlock your password on your iPad. I need to see what you have on here. And they do, but I need to get access to them. So know your kids' passwords, all right? Secure your kids' passwords. And here's a really easy, quick tip strategy on how to do that. Put the website or where are they signing in. So this is the website or the iPad password, the 4-digit code, right? Here, what's the username to that? And this is also a strategy that I recommend for you as well, because I see a lot of parents and unfortunately teachers that will write their passwords down on a piece of paper, the actual password on a piece of paper with the username. And to me, it's just, that's not securing your password, okay? Your kids may hack into your accounts, okay? They might rebel against the restrictions. Be prepared for that. That you put these restrictions, they're gonna do everything they can to find a way around it, okay? So don't give them that opportunity. Don't make it easy for them, right? Hopefully they'll give up before they can crack it. And so you put your username in there, and then your password is first car's age, exclamation mark. I'm the only one that knows what that means. That's not my, that's his password, but I know exactly what that means. It's a hint for me to know what that password is, right? So the actual password would be 1991 Previa 42 exclamation mark. But instead of Previa with an A, I put the @ symbol that looks like an A, but it's not really an A. So I've got numbers in there, I've got special characters in there, I've got a capital letter for Previa because it's a proper noun, and I've got a little hint there in case I ever have to forget, right? And this way, we recommend that you don't use the same passwords for everything. You don't want to have a universal password. I know that's tempting and convenient to have one password for everything, but imagine if, let's just hope it's your kids that get in and not anybody else at that point, okay? You do not want to become the victim of identity theft, and there are people that can get into your email, and once they figure out that you've got a universal password, they're going to get into everything else. They're really good, okay? So doing it this way, having multiple passwords, rotating them out, every 6 months or to a year, think about changing your passwords again. And because if you put it in if you put it in an Excel spreadsheet, okay, or even if you don't want to do that, even if you put it on a piece of graph paper and kept it somewhere, you can easily change it, erase it, white it out, and put the new password hint in there. So, just as a quick review of a few points. It's okay to set restrictions. It's okay to limit access. We're going to talk about how you can do that with the iPad in a few minutes. Ms. Montgomery is going to talk about social media and some of the places where you can put restrictions on social media. Have that conversation with your kids. Sit down, become informed, okay? Tonight is sort of just a brief introduction. You have to go home and do homework, okay? You are taking a summer school class this summer on how to use technology. We're going to provide the resources. We've had a website built and that is has been up and running since our last technology night, and I unfortunately don't have the kind of site visits that I would like to have on that website. And so I encourage you to share that website link with your friends, have them go through it. This PowerPoint presentation is going to be up there, as well as all the resources that I really recommend that are on commonsensemedia.org. And I'm going to give you all that information at the end of this evening. But that's your next step. Continue the research, prepare for that conversation with your kids, sign the pledge, sign the contract, and put the rules in place and gradually give them the freedom, gradually train them so that one day they can become responsible users of technology. With that, I'd like to invite Ms. Montgomery to come on up and talk about social media and how you guys can be smart with your kids and using social media.
Hi, How many new incoming parents do we have? A round of applause, Servite community, thanks for coming out. So if you haven't done an official welcome, welcome. My name's Carol Montgomery Roa. I am the computer acts teacher, so I teach freshmen. In about a couple weeks, I'm going to be teaching the summer school class, if anybody's taking that as well, so they can place out of it for the year. I also teach computer programming, AP computer programming, and next year we're doing some graphic design, so I'm the geeky teacher. Okay, so what I wanted to go over was social media. Real quick, how many people know what a hashtag is? Okay, not as many as I would like, but little things here and there. I know in my conversations with my friends, I start saying things like, hashtag time to go home. You know, little things here and there, and you'll hear it from your kids, and you'll look at them and have no idea what they're saying. But ultimately, what I'm trying to get through with you guys is kind of just to go over social media and just the changing of what it means to be a kid in 2013. So social media facts. Interesting. 90% of teen social media users have posted a picture of themselves online. 7 in 10 disclose the city or town where they live. 20% disclose their cell phone numbers online. Good news. 60% of teens have deleted or edited something that they've published, and 50% have deleted comments from others on their profile or accounts. One of the big things with this generation is they love to share. They love to share so much that it gets them into trouble. The big issue that we have is just kind of figuring out where they're sharing this information, who they're sharing it with, and making sure that you guys are part of that. All right, so on here, there's actually a list of the social media sites that are pretty popular. Facebook is obviously the big one. 81% of students have a profile, or teenagers have a profile on Facebook. Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Tumblr, Google Plus is one as well. Yahoo, there's some communication aspects with that. My Yearbook, Pinterest. How many people have Pinterest? Moms? Great. Gmail, MySpace, MeetMe. There's a whole bunch of different ways for kids to communicate. And actually the new trend in anything apps related or anything technology related is how many people can I communicate with and how many people know what I like. Okay, so it's not just me going online and looking to figure out what I'm going to buy or what I'm going to design when I go home. It's what am I going to design, and do you like that, or can I share that with you?